Okay, good Saturday afternoon, people. I am going to go over this number 24 and 25, which some of you were asking about before we had to take the quiz last Thursday, and I thought I'd do it now. 24 is about if the temperature on the ground is 70 degrees, then the temperature at A feet above the ground can be found from this expression, negative 0.0035 times A plus 70. Find the temperature at the following altitudes. Okay, so this is a problem here where all we have to do is plug in the 14,000 feet, because that's what the altitude is, and that's what A stands for. So we're just going to substitute 14,000 feet for A. I think on your actual problem, I think that first number was 10,000, if I remember that correctly. But it doesn't matter what the altitude is, that we're going to plug that number in, whatever it is, for the A. So it would look like this. I'd have that negative 0.0035 times 14,000. Plus 70. This is our equation that we solve for. Okay, so when we do the math, now of course we've got to do this without the calculator, but it is 14,000, a lot of zeros we're dealing with, and then I've got here 0.0035, and then I can take it away. All right, so when we multiply this, I've got 0, 0, 5 times 0 again, 20, put down the 0, carry the 2, 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. And now multiply the 3 going across, but first I'm going to put this placeholder here, and then I'll start in the tens column. 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times this 0 is 0. 3 times 4 is 12, and 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. Okay, so when I add this up now, a lot of zeros, I got 490,000, but I've got to move my decimal now because this is 0.0035. That determines how many place value columns I move in from the end of 490,000. So this will take me 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to the end of that 35. And so I'm going to move this decimal here 4 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that makes this number here, without these zeros, just 49. Then all I have to do is add the 70. And I get my answer, except one thing. This is negative 49, because this was negative 0.0035. All right, so you got 70 minus 49. When you do that subtraction, you get 21. So the answer to A is 21. Okay. All right, then onward to number 25. It basically works the same way, different type of problem, but the important thing is that they give us the expression that we need to solve the problem for right now. All right, so I've got a water bottling company charges $7 per month for their water dispenser and $1.10 for each gallon of water delivered. If you have G gallons of water delivered in a month, then the expression 7 plus 1.1 G gives the amount of your bill for that month. Find the monthly bill for each of the following deliveries. All right, so let me do the first one, and then you can, play around with B and C. All right, so here's the equation. The expression they give us that the monthly bill is 7 plus 1.10 G. I'm adding the 0. That's that $1.10 for each gallon. That's what this represents. Okay, and hold on one moment. There we go. All right, so now if we're going to get, what's the first one? 10 gallons, delivered per month, what's the monthly bill? Well, it's just going to be 7 plus $1.10 times 10. And that's going to be our monthly bill, whatever this equals. So I'll bring it over here to do my multiplication. Sidebar, I call that. 1.10 times 10. And notice what happens when we multiply by 10. Well, another little lesson in here about multiplication when you're multiplying by 10. All right, so this ends up being 0, 0, and then 0, 0. I'll do it this way. Here's my placeholder. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 times this one is 1. So I end up bringing down my zeros here, and then I've got a 1 and a 1. Now this decimal here, between the ones and $1.10, I'm going to move that decimal to the end. So that means I'm going to move it how many decimal places? Looks like 1, 2. And therefore, I'm going to move this decimal, which is really right here, not visible to us, and I'm going to move that in 2. So if I move it in 2, my answer becomes 11.00. So noticing if I had $1.10 here, if I multiply it by 10, I'm really just saying I'm going to move that decimal over 1 to the right. And that'll give me 11.0 as well. A little shortcut for multiplying by 10. All right, so back to the problem. This $1.10 times 10 is 11, and then I'm going to add the 7 for the standard monthly fee. What is it? The water bottling company charges $7 per month for their water dispenser only, then $1.10 for each gallon. So this, I've got my $11 plus the 7. That gives me $18 a month. Okay, you can go ahead and make sure you try that. And for B and C, practicing your multiplication and moving that decimal. All right, thank you.